I'm here to talk to you about women, money, and power. So you saw that statement by my friend Karuna Nandi. When we decided to build SALT with two of my co-founders, all women, so we are three women with substantial experience in financial services and technology. So there's me. I come with 30 years in various positions. My last job was I used to head Citibank's consumer bank in India. My co-founder Chaitra Chidanand has worked in the Silicon Valley. She's gone to Stanford Business School. And she built India's first buy now, pay later company, which is, so this is her second startup. And my third co-founder, Aditi Sholaporkar, is a really bright young woman from IIM Ahmedabad. She and I worked together in, when I was CEO for Paytm's Payments Bank. And the three of us during COVID started to talk more about why is it that poor women seem to have more agency over their financial decisions than relatively privileged and educated and wealthier women. So I'm going to start from there, and we'll talk a little bit more about the psychology of money and why is it that it is the way that it is. So much of our conversation centered around the fact that over these last 40, 50 years, microfinance has created almost a movement where many, many women are borrowing, they're building small businesses, and now they have, their children, and there are very successful stories that have come out of there. But in the privileged households, there's a very interesting statistic that people are raising their daughters to be more equal. So you find that more women in India are part of STEM classes than in any developed countries. So I don't know if you knew that. Did anybody know that STEM classes in India have higher percentage of women at 39% than in USA, UK, Canada, or most of the world, right? So we are sending our daughters to study engineering, we are sending them to study maths, science, everything, technology. But what's happening after that is that our workforce participation of women has nosedived. So even compared to when we were part of the workforce in the 90s and 2000s, when it steadily built up, it has just crashed, and during COVID it has crashed further. So it's now at some sad 17, 18, 19%, which depending on what you're calculating. So we were thinking, why is it that it is the way it is? And my friend Karuna came up with that idea that it's because women are deliberately kept out of money, because money is at the heart of patriarchy. And if you start thinking about it, you'll find that to be true. So one of the things that privileged women are taught is that it is an option. When I tell women and men, what is it that we build SALT for, pretty much 9 out of 10 times, the response is that, can you help my maid? And I tell them I can help your wife, if it's a man. If it's a woman, I tell her I can help you, because that's who we built for. All of us believe that it's our maid or the maid's daughter who needs help with their money. Think about your life. Actually, they don't. They have little money, so they have to be very judicious about the allocation of that money, and they cannot avoid difficult conversations in their families. So that family, which is a poor family which you want to help, is actually sitting and having difficult conversations about whether to use that money for today or tomorrow, whether to use it to grow, whether to send their child to college. Everything in life is a financial decision, everything. Like, people talk about being hippies. If you're a hippie and you're going to live in, whatever, in the hills and do whatever you want to do, you will still need money, right, to buy your whatever fix you want. So money is not something you can avoid, but you have the privilege to avoid money conversations if you're a wealthy woman. Think about that. So what we wanted to do to start with, and of course we have a tech platform. We come from a background of banking and technology and financial services and products. We have a SEBI-registered stockbroking platform. We allow you to invest. We allow you to buy mutual funds direct so that you don't pay commission. We have a AI-generated, we give you things about your life. So we do all of that, okay? But essentially what we do is we give you the confidence to start talking about money and to start overcoming those barriers. Now, I want to ask how many people here are entrepreneurs? How many women here are entrepreneurs? Okay. Most of you are entrepreneurs, which means you are, how many of you are also the CFO for your company? Like you manage your finance yourself, okay? Okay, that's also a good number. How many of you actually don't, and you don't need to be embarrassed about it, but how many of you think that you can do everything in your business but not the money? Okay? So थोड़ा देर wait करेंगे तो और भी हाथ उठेंगे. थोड़ा सा अच्छे से, like honestly. Yeah? So it's okay. There's nothing wrong with, we are where we are, and to go from point A to point B, it is very important to know where you are, right? So point A, very important. So what we tried to do for point A was we built something called the money personality test. It takes 2 minutes for you to take the test. You should download the app. There are a couple of people from my team here. You can talk to them later on and they can help you. And what it does is it asks you some questions and it allows you to understand what is the locus of your financial personality. Are you an anxious person? Are you an overly cautious person? Do you think you are already sorted? So it helps you to actually understand how do you relate to money. It's good for you to know that because once you know, that's your point A. Now, you want to set your goals and you want to get to another place. If you're a businesswoman, you need to know your key metric. How many businesswomen here think that if they ran into an investor in the elevator, if I wanted to come and tell you I want to invest in your company, you would be able to tell me 5 key business metric of your business. How many of you think you will be able to do that? Okay, good. I think all of you should aspire to be able to do that, okay? So that's very simple. The second thing which is very important is your understanding of personal finance as a businesswoman is extremely important. For a lot of businesswomen, the challenge and the opportunity is that your business is typically funded by family capital. How many of you here have raised capital from outside your family or generating from your own business? You've raised money, you've raised money, you've raised money, okay? So the moment you raise money from outside, then you need to get into that conversation. But most women-owned businesses take a long time to get to that point because you're either family funded or you keep your business small enough to keep plowing back what you make, and then you say, thoda thoda karke aage badhenge, which is not a bad thing to do. It's your choice, it's your life. One of the reasons so many women are entrepreneurs is because it allows you the flexibility to do all the 100 things that you want to do in life. So it's a great idea, do that. But to move from that point to becoming that decision maker, to becoming that person who wants to scale your business, to becoming that person who wants to franchise it out, you will need to start understanding the backbone of your business, which is money. So, so understanding that is important, but the more important thing is knowing your personal finances and keeping them solid is also a key to success in entrepreneurship. So I'm a late stage entrepreneur. Very few women or men become entrepreneurs after 50. I'm one of those people. And it is not easy. Nothing is easy. Entrepreneurship is not easy, as all of you know. But one thing that you always have to answer for is that you're putting all this, your money, your time, everything into a business. What about you? So I have a friend who said this, which I will share with you, which is when you go bungee jumping, you need to have a very strong harness. So the bigger risk that you are taking in life, the stronger your harness should be. And money, your personal finance is that harness for you. So you should understand your personal finance. You shouldn't say, yeah, I'm doing this business, and if something happens, then my husband is there. Yes, it's a good thing he's there. It's a good thing that your father-in-law is there. It's a good thing that you have family access to resources, but you should know what you're doing. So build your personal finances and the understanding of your personal finance well. So that's my third, sort of recommendation to you. The last thing I'll say is that invest. Because you're a businesswoman and you have multiple priorities in life, keep investing simple. How many people have heard of a book called Warren Buffett Invest Like a Woman? Okay? So the reason that's important is that women are very defensive about their ability to invest. Okay? Am I done? My time is up? Okay. No, I tend to get carried away sometimes, especially if there's no presentation behind me. So what happens is, like I said, all decisions in your life are financial decisions. Sending your child to a college, buying that expensive handbag, taking a vacation, every decision is a financial decision because the replacement cost of that decision is money, right? Everything that you did not buy saved you money. Everything that you bought got that money out of your pocket. So I have two boys. So my youngest son, when he was little, could not differentiate between spending and wasting. So every time we would buy him something, like a pair of glasses or whatever he needed, he would say, "Mom, we wasted 500 rupees today," or "We wasted 3,500 rupees today." And I had to tell him that, no, we did not waste it. We used it. We spent it. That's the money you needed to spend. So it was the other extreme of people who will spend and not consider that waste. So every decision in your life is a financial decision, and you have to understand that that decision has to be, but you will take it. Women make many more financial decisions than men do, because your life from morning to evening is chock-a-block with decisions, right? Should I paying the driver? The driver wants a advance for something. Somebody else has to pay. The laundry guy has to bring more clothes. Should I send clothes to laundry? Should I hire somebody to do them at home? You're just making financial decisions every second of the way in your life, because all of us live those lives, right? Men don't. Try telling a man that on your way back from office, pick up the child, get the laundry, and we have a party in the evening, so just make sure you order flowers. Sorry, but that doesn't happen. They'll be like, huh? How? Like, I come from work to home. How do 4 things happen on the way? But we do it all the time, right? But this is the beautiful part, that after doing all of this all the time, that one thing on Saturday, the accountant will come, and you will go to the kitchen to make coffee, and uncle will sit with the accountant to decide where the money will be invested, right? Who will buy insurance, how much? Why? And then he will decide whether we will keep money in America, whether we will buy the house in Dubai, and then you will say that now that we have this house in Dubai, let's go and set this up. Okay, and then you will make 10,000 decisions with money. Okay, maybe you should have made that decision that let's not buy that house in Dubai. Doesn't work for me. So the point I'm trying to make is that money is important. As a woman, you're wired to think and make decisions about money. You make very good decisions. You have an intuition for money. The reason we call our company SALT is because nobody measures salt before they put it in the food, right? It's to your taste. It's intuitive. You just know how much to put. By the way, I do know people who measure salt. Huh? How many people here measure salt when they cook? There's one there. There's one there. Okay. So how do you measure? How do you measure salt? Huh? You have different spoons. So I had a friend who used to measure salt. So I asked her, why do you do this? And she said, how do you do this? Because to me, it's always been a very imprecise science, right? I can understand making a cake because you have a recipe. You're following a recipe and then you measure. But if you're just cooking sabzi, you'll put salt. So this woman used to always measure. So I asked her, what do you measure? So she said, the way I measure salt is if there are 5 people in the family, nobody needs to eat more than this much salt every day. So that was our salt measure. So, so we call our company Salt because you have the intuition as a woman to know your money, to do great things with your money. You can kick ass, but you don't. Okay? So start doing it. Because life has no meaning without money, and food has no taste without salt. So just learn to become better and better. And it is a muscle that you can train. I'm going to end, but with just one thing. I studied English literature and journalism. And many people even now meet me and they ask me, oh, you have so much interest in art and literature and everything. And I think that only happened because I married a poet. If I was married to a banker, then maybe I would have been the poet. But because he couldn't do anything, he would give the sabji wala 50 rupees, and the sabji wala would give him 10 rupees, and he would look completely lost because he didn't know how much it paid. So, so I had to learn. So because I had to learn, and I learned it well, and then I did many things with it. So the point I'm trying to make is that anybody can do it. And if you think you're too old to do it now, because हमारी तो ज़िंदगी चली गई, अब हमारे बच्चे करेंगे, type, हाँ? अब तुम्हारे हवाले वतन साथियों, then don't think that, because we are all going to live long and longer, and women anyway live longer than men, and all our children are going to leave us and go to different places. I used to be the CEO for Paytm's Payments Bank at one point of time when demonetization happened. And I used to travel from Bombay to Delhi, stay at India International Center. And every evening I used to go down to the bar and meet so many old people who would all, crowd around me and say, "Bijli ka bill kaise pay karte hai Paytm pe?" So I want all of, and the amazing thing is that people cross that barrier. Now we all know everybody. Is there anybody here who can't use a digital medium to make a bill payment? No. And we started from there, right? So we definitely believe, like somebody, like you said, right, that more women will do more business and generate more wealth, and therefore invest that wealth. And that is the cycle that we have to make happen. It will happen. It's about what do you want to get out of it. And if there are any questions, then I'm happy to answer. I don't want to exceed my time. Thank you very much.